Hello. We are getting started with the third case of the mumonkan. I am super excited. This is one that I really like. I like it because it's pretty simple, and simple is cool. So I think we're gonna go through it all just in this one video. Hopefully there's more to it. Maybe there's more dualities that I'm missing out on, or more insights that I'm missing out on, but we're just gonna go through all of it today, right here, right now. Okay, third case, Gutei raises a finger. Whenever Gutei was asked about Zen, he simply raised his finger. Once a visitor asked Gutei's attendant, "What does your master teach?" The boy, too, raised his finger. Upon hearing this, Gutei cut off the boy's finger with a knife. The boy, screaming with pain, began to run away. Gutei called to him, and when he turned around, Gutei raised his finger. The boy suddenly became enlightened. When Gutei was about to pass away, he said to his assembled monks, "I attained this one-finger Zen from Tenryu and used it all my life, but still did not exhaust it." When he had finished saying this, he passed into eternal nirvana. Very interesting. He said this and died, essentially. So that is the koan, and we're going to go straight through with the commentary. The enlightenment of Gutei and of the boy does not depend on the finger. If you understand this, Tenryu, Gutei, the boy, and you yourself are all to run through with one skewer. And the poem. Gutei made a fool of old Tenryu, emancipating the boy with a single slice, just as Kyorei cleaved Mount Kasan to let the Yellow River run through. Okay, well, I don't know what the heck that means. There's some historical context. I don't know who Kyorei is. I don't know what Mount Kasan is, and I don't know. Well, I guess I do know what the Yellow River is. So anyway, this is a cute one. This is very easy. At least on the surface level, it's very easy. Gutei, this is our Zen. The boy says, "This is our Zen," and Gutei says, "No, you got it wrong. That is not our Zen." He cuts the finger off, and the boy's enlightened. This is so easy, right? When you hear words, it's not the words. The words are not the thing. The concepts that are being said are not the concept. That's not what we're referring to. That's not what Gutei is referring to when he's teaching Zen. When somebody tells you something about Zen, don't listen to the words. Don't repeat the words. This is something that it's something that kind of happens a lot when telling people about these sort of things about Zen. You might say something like, to give an actual example of things that I've said, I might say something like, "When I drink tea, I save the world," or "There is no suffering," or "Before you think, you do not exist." And then somebody else will say to me, "Oh, so what you're saying is, when you drink tea, you save the world." And it's like, I understand that you're using the same words that I'm using. I can see that you use the words. You've like literally exactly quoted me, but you don't understand what I'm saying. You've completely missed the point. You're raising your finger when I raise my finger. Cut your finger off. It's not the finger that I'm referring to. It's something else. Get rid of the words. When we talk about the Buddha nature, does a dog have Buddha nature? Yes, the dog has Buddha nature. And then when the student says, "Okay, the dog has Buddha nature," no, 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 no. You misunderstood. Don't just say what I said. Don't use the same words. That's wrong. The words are not what you need to be using. It's the concepts behind the words and through the words. There's a duality here. So don't listen to the words. Cut off your finger. Once you hear the words, and when you really understand, you don't need the finger. When you really understand, you don't need the words. You'll become enlightened. So I can tell you that the enlightened man is not subject to karma, and then you're going to be like, "The enlightened man is not subject to karma?" No, 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 no. The enlightened man is subject to karma. Wait, the enlightened man is subject to karma? No, 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 no. And then once you get it, once you understand it, it'll be like, "Oh, okay, I got it." So then the next time I say the enlightenment is subject to karma, and then you say, yeah, the enlightenment is subject to karma, and then we can talk more, we can go beyond it. But you understand that the words don't mean the things that the words seem to mean. The enlightened man is not subject to karma. The enlightened man is also sort of subject to karma, both and neither. You heard the second case. The finger is not what I'm talking about. You cut off the finger. When you realize that the finger isn't the thing, you can use the finger because you can talk about it, right? Gutei is going to raise his finger after he cuts off the kid's finger. And, we're going to move on with our life and we're going to use the finger. But we have to understand that it isn't the finger that's the Zen. It's something else. And then, of course, farther, Gutei, when he's about to die, he says that he learned this from Tenryu, but he didn't exhaust it. So he's admitting that even the finger thing, he cut it off from the kid. He taught the kid the thing, and the kid became enlightened. So he actually transmitted Zen to the kid. However, he was doing the same thing that the kid was doing. Gutei learned from Tenryu. He learned from his teacher, this one finger Zen, and Gutei was using that same method. He was just using the same thing. And he understood that he shouldn't be repeating what the teacher was saying, but that's just what he did. He did it. And he didn't actually fully exhaust it. He didn't actually get to the point. And after he said that, he reached nirvana, which is kind of weird. It might be saying that he said it and he understood that he himself did not get beyond the words that he was saying. And once he understood that, he was enlightened. He entered nirvana. But he's also just saying that he died. He said it and he died. So once you admit to yourself, admitting isn't the right word, but you understand that even when you're saying that you're not, the words that you're saying aren't the thing, you're just repeating what you've been told. So right now, I'm telling you, don't listen to my words. And that's something that I've heard from somebody else. And I'm like, in the ridiculousness of all of this, in the absurdity of all of this, I'm recognizing that it's impossible to get beyond the language. It's impossible to get beyond the words. And getting beyond the words and realizing that it's impossible to get beyond the words lets you see the absurdity, lets you see the arbitrary nature of all of this. Because if I analyze it in this way, if you think about it in any way, you can always trace it back to, it was actually caused by this. I actually got this from Tenryu. I actually got this from the third case of the mumonkan. I actually got it from somewhere. And it's actually a concept. If I really think about it, it's really just a concept. Stop thinking. That's what you need to do. You need to stop thinking. So you can realize that if you really think about all these things, you got it from somewhere, you're still using concepts, but realize that it doesn't matter. And then once you do that, you're enlightened. You go into nirvana. You get out of the cycle of rebirth. And if you remember the second case, you can get out of the cycle of rebirth, but by doing that, you enjoy the cycle of rebirth. Oh, it's so silly. It's so silly, and it's so great. So we're going to go into the commentary. The boy, the finger, it doesn't rely on the finger. And once you understand this, Tenryu, the teacher's teacher, Gutei, the teacher, and the boy, and you yourself, me, myself, we all run through with one skewer. We're all, the same finger runs through all of us. Even though we realize that it isn't the finger runs through all of us. We get the same information. We're all the same person. There's no duality here. Yeah. So this is again. I want to note that's sort of going over the teacher-student duality. We think of the teacher as being enlightened and the student as not being enlightened. However, in this case, this is saying that the teacher was not enlightened. The teacher was actually being a trickster. He was lying. He stole this information from Tenryu, and he didn't actually get to the point. However, the boy was enlightened. So teacher-student duality, you can still learn. Even if there's a great teacher who isn't enlightened, you can still learn a lot from them. You can still become enlightened. And let's go to the verse. The poem, Gutei made a fool of old Tenryu, emancipating the boy with a single slice. That's just exactly what I said. Gutei made a fool of old Tenryu by using his teaching. He obtained the Zen teaching from Tenryu, so he used the same words, or he used the same methods. He repeated his teacher. He repeated somebody else. He didn't actually get to the point of it. He didn't exhaust it completely. He just reused it. So he made a fool of his teacher because he, copied his teacher. But he emancipated the boy with a single slice, just as Kyo-rie cleaved Mount Kasan to let the Yellow River through. No idea what that means. We're not... Yeah, so we're just not going to know context here because we're not ancient Chinese people or Japanese people. I'm not sure if Mount Kasan... I mean, the Yellow River is China. Yeah, okay, this has to be China. Duh, this is Chinese stuff. Anyway, yeah, we don't know any context, so we're just going to skip it. That's something that we need to understand, that we get beyond the words. It's not the words that are being said. It's almost like when, let's think about, I'll give an example. Let's say there's some scientifically minded cosmologist, we'll say Neil deGrasse Tyson or Brian Cox, who I think is a biologist, no, he's a physicist, or Stephen Hawking's, one of these guys, and they say something like, the entire universe is connected. Everything in the universe is connected. Every particle is affecting gravity of every single other particle. So literally everything is connected. And then we can think of, again, I'm just giving a sort of tropes here. There's a scientifically minded person who says that everything is connected. And then we think of I don't want to disparage anybody, but let's just say the trope of a person who is into astrology or stuff like that. And they say, yeah, everything's connected, man. Like, Mercury in retrograde is going to affect my life. And it's like, yeah, you're saying the right words. Like, everything is connected, but you don't got it. You're not understanding in the way that Neil deGrasse Tyson is understanding it. That's not what he meant. You're using the right words. Yeah, everything's connected, sure. Everything in the universe is connected. The position of Jupiter does affect your life. Yes. But when Neil deGrasse Tyson says it, and when some random person who is just repeating astrology stuff, they're saying the same words, but they don't have the same understanding. They're not getting to the right point together. They both mean something deeper. Or at least they should mean something deeper. That's sort of what is being said here. And sometimes people can say the right words but not mean it. Of course, you can have people who apologize for something, or people who tell you all the sweetest things to make you feel good, but they're just buttering you up. They don't understand. They're using the language, but they're not getting to the essence. And we want to go around that here with this Zen teachings. You want to get beyond the words, beyond the concepts, because it isn't the finger that represents the Zen. Sure, he's teaching the Zen with the finger, but that's not what he's teaching. He's not teaching the finger. Cut the finger off. Get rid of the finger. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, comments down below, subscribe for more, notification bell. There's going to be a lot of videos. We're going to be going over a lot of this stuff. This is so much fun. It is super exciting to get deeper into this, and hopefully it can help you with your life in some practical ways and just some things to think about. It's kind of fun. Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. Bye.